Just like that, we're back. Day 4 of Bowlmas. We hope all your family and friends, yourself, are having a joyous, happy holiday season. It's good stuff. Love Christmas time, being with the family and friends. Always a good time. And we got a special day because obviously we have jam-packed slate of NBA, jam-packed slate of NFL, but we got Giants and Eagles, which as you can see, I'm decked out. And we got the 2 delusional Giants fans here decked out as well. But yeah, I mean, before we jump into NFL, you guys know the deal by now. I'm Matt, joined by Brian and Jack, and Blake's here as a special guest picker. So without further ado, I want to say thanks for hopping on the pod, Blake. I see you're decked out, got a little Auburn gear. That got Brian and Jack super excited when you hopped on. Obviously a big New York guy, but thanks for hopping on the show, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me. My name is Blake, obviously, like you said, diehard New Yorker. Love the Giants, love the Yankees, Knicks, Rangers, all of it. Absolutely excited about this time of year too, man. I cannot wait to talk some football. Cannot wait.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, Brian, why don't you lead us into this NBA slate that you are super excited for?
Yeah, but before we get to the football, because I know we're all excited for that, we do have to cover some NBA action. You know, before Roger Goodell decided to take over Christmas, it used to be the NBA's day. So we might as well do them the favor of going over some of these games. So to start it off, you got the Bucks, the electric Bucks, the Giannis Antetokounmpo 60 points a game Bucks, taking on the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Nothing says Christmas more than a matinee basketball game at the Mecca. So just to go over this game quickly, the Bucks coming in at 21-7, the Knicks are 16-11. Giannis is averaging 30 a game. Damian Lillard came over in the offseason. He's averaging 26 and 8 a game. So this team, led by those two, is one of the best teams in the East. We'll get to the Sixers later. They also play today. Matt, I know you have a lot to say about them. But for now, it's really looking like the Bucks and the Celtics as the 2 teams in the East. But the Knicks are still hanging around. They're looking like a playoff team right now. They made the in-season tournament knockout stages where they lost to these Bucks. Jalen Brunson has become a star. I know Matt and Blake, you're both big Brunson guys.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And the Knicks also have Josh Hart, who has helped them become the 5th highest team in rebounding this year. So for whatever that's worth, I guess Josh Hart, best guard rebounder of all time.
Just a hustle guy. Hustle guy.
Big hustle guy. But in terms of the betting here, we got the Bucks favored by 3.5 at the Mecca and a 228.5 over under. It is a 12 o'clock game, so maybe a high over under for that game. But I guess Matt, I'll start with you. What's going to be your first bet of the day here?
Yeah, well, I always like to dial up a little Christmas Day parlay for the NBA. I missed out on 4.8K last year because Devin Booker played for 3 minutes and then left. So that was pretty irritating. I'll be dialing up something again, for the Christmas slate. And I thought that was a nice touch by you because, the NBA used to dominate this day. This was the real kickoff, the real start of the NBA season. And Goodell said, I'm having enough of this. I want to capitalize on the views. And now the NFL's involved and obviously will dominate the viewership on the day. So sorry, NBA, but I also don't feel bad because you guys have your own issues and I'm not a fan of the NBA. Either way, I'll jump into some picks here. I like Giannis to go over his points. It's Christmas Day. All the big stars always show out because there's a lot of viewership and it's just the way that aesthetic rolls. So give me Giannis over his points. Give me Drew Holiday over threes. And I will also, if he's playing, I'll take Bobby Portis over points as well. I would give me Jalen Brunson over points. Give me Jalen Brunson over assists. And I will take Josh Hart over rebounds.
I love that parlay. Unfortunately, Will, you're going to – Drew Holiday is on the Celtics.
Oh, fuck. That shows you my involvement in the NBA this year.
I heard that. I was like, that can't be right.
You said the NBA starts on Christmas. I mean, it's very on brand.
That's when it starts, dude. I mean, yeah, I haven't been watching the games yet.
So, yeah, everything in that parlay. And then, I mean, you could still parlay it with Drew Holiday threes. You'll just have to wait until the Celtics.
I 100% can. But I think I might have to.
All right, yeah, well, keep it in. Keep it in.
Keep it in, man.
But rolling. Yeah, Blake, obviously big New York guy. I know you're a
Yep.
Lakers fan too, and I'll get your take on the Lakers in a bit. But for
Oh,
this
God.
game, what are
Yeah.
you thinking here?
I'm going to say straight Knicks money line. I love the way that the Knicks have been playing, especially since they've had Dante DiVincenzo in their starting lineup. He's been absolutely electric, both fantasy-wise and on the floor. He's a hustle guy just like Josh Hart. With Brunson paired with him, I mean, I think, the Knicks are special. They got to get Randall more consistent. He's got to get more consistent, and they're legit, threatening the East. And it depends what they do at the deadline, too. They got to go after a stud,
Yeah, they have that good core of they're the Villanova Knicks, really, with Julius
They really
Randle.
are.
But they need that star, because Brunson is great, but they need that superstar to kind of take them over the top.
Absolutely. I like how they're playing right now, though. Like I said, I think they could take it on Christmas Day. I think they just got to be able to slow down Giannis a little bit, maybe get him in foul trouble early, and then you got a whole different ball game.
Yeah, there you go. Jack, so do you agree with Blake here? The Knicks are 0-2 against the Bucks this season. Do they get their first win, or are you looking at something different?
They don't get their first win. I think the Bucks on Christmas Day are going to take this one, extend the season series lead out to 3-0. I think it's going to be a very close game. I know the Knicks are going to be up for this one. Like you said, it's in the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, Christmas Day. I mean, doesn't get much bigger than that for, New York sports. So it's going to be a close one. It's going to be competitive, but I still think the Bucks edge this one out.
Yeah, Giannis has been on a mission this year. Had 64 and somehow didn't get the game ball the other day, which that was a whole scene in itself. We'll save our story on that for later. But next up, you have the 2:30 game, the last, I guess, standalone. Well, no, because the first NFL game's at 1. So now we're in the territory of you need 2 TVs if you're going to be watching the NBA. But the 2:30 game, Warriors, obviously the Dynasty Warriors without Draymond taking on the Nuggets, who won it last year and look very much like they can win it this year. So in terms of this game, you got the Warriors plus 5.5 and over under of 230.5. Warriors are without Draymond. They're going to be without Draymond for a while here. And the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic is still a walking triple-double. Jamal Murray is still putting up 20 a game. I am personally going to take the over here. The over has hit pretty consistently when these two teams match up. And it's Christmas Day. How can you not? But Blake, I'm interested what you're thinking about this game.
I think, I like what you said. I like the over as well. But I think the Warriors could just get absolutely dismantled in this game. I mean, they have just been reeling. They look terrible. They look slow. They look old. And they have not been shooting the three like they have been for years past. So, and the way the Nuggets are playing, I don't see that being a close game at all. Maybe into the third, but I feel like the Nuggets are going to pull away at some point. And pretty good.
Yeah, the Nuggets definitely the deeper team. Klay Thompson at least has been finding his shot a little bit for the Warriors, but the rest of those guys, just Kuminga can't really shoot, and they just don't really have anybody to help the scoring there. Matt, do you see the Warriors having any chance in this one, or do you agree with Blake?
Yeah, well, you're saying the Warriors can't score, but you're taking the over, so clearly you think they're going to be able to score. But I will. I'm on the other side. I will play the over. I think that's a shot play. But since it's the NBA, I usually try and give more concise picks for the NFL. NBA, I'm just giving out a lot of juice. So again, Christmas Day, I'm going to go over Steph points. I'm going to go over Klay threes. And for the Nuggets side, I'll take Jokic over assists and points. And I will take, if Aaron Gordon plays, I'll take his over points. And if Jamal Murray's playing, I'll take his over threes. And that's what I got for that game.
You were all over the place. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Just giving out Christmas Day juice, man. I'm giving out Christmas presents all day.
Giving out the juice, my lord! All right, you got plenty of picks there. So I'm gonna give you guys a second. Listen to that, write it down, get it in your FanDuel. For me, it's gonna be a little bit more simple. It's gonna be the Nuggets, and it's gonna be the over. I think what Blake and Brian said were absolutely right, and even what Matt said too. I mean, both these teams can score. I like the over, and the Nuggets have just been a freaking wagon for at least 365 days. So that's not stopping on Christmas Day, and I think they roll Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Yeah, I want to clear up. I did say the Warriors struggle scoring. They struggle scoring compared to what they have been in the past. They could still put up about 110 in this game. And if the Nuggets
easily,
if the Nuggets cover that, then the over should hit easily. So, yeah, I mean, going up next here, Blake, your Lakers taking on the Celtics, hosting the Celtics, 5 o'clock game. Before we get into this, did you watch any NBA in-season tournament? Were you
I
celebrating?
wouldn't say I celebrate it. I would say
Of
I pretty
course
much
not.
did.
It's a bogus tournament.
I would say I watched a good amount of it. Me and my brother were pretty locked in for the last 2 games. I don't know why. I guess whatever they're trying to do worked. Adam Silver's bullshit, it worked. But I did watch a lot of it. And the way that they're playing then to now is lights out. It's crazy. It's like they went all in thinking that this was like an actual championship playoff, run, used all their stamina, and now they're just gassed.
Yeah, they've lost 4 in a row. Their last win was against the Spurs, so that's not really even a good win there. But they are they're underdogs in this one at home, 4.5. Boston, obviously top of the East. Drew Holiday is there, and he's been a big addition for them. Kristaps Porzingis also came over for the Celtics. I agree with everything Blake just said. The Lakers just haven't looked the same since that in-season tournament. And obviously it's Christmas. LeBron's going to get up for the game. AD will probably get up for the game for about a quarter and then sprain his ankle and, be AD for the next 3 quarters. I think I'm going to get weird here and take Rui Hachimura over 2 assists. I just to be weird. But I'll go to you, Matt, because I know you probably have more juice than that.
Yeah, I definitely have a little more juice. I hope Rui Hachimura has a big day because he's on my fantasy team, so he'll probably be getting the start since there's a limited amount of games on Christmas. So sure, I'll take it, I guess. But yeah, the Celtics are the team to beat in the East as far as I'm concerned. I know the Sixers have been hot, the Bucks have been hot, but the Celtics with Jason Tatum are pretty unstoppable when they're all healthy. Kristaps has looked good. Drew Holiday in this edition, and kind of like I said earlier, doesn't matter if Holiday's playing for the Bucks, playing for the Celtics. He's going over his threes on Christmas Day. You can count on that. I'll also take Tatum to go over his points. Think that's a lock. Like you said, LeBron Christmas Day going to be up for it. Over on the points. And that's kind of what I got there. I was maybe going to take a Kristaps prop, but I'll leave him out of it. Yeah, back over to you, man.
All right, yep. So you kind of convinced me with Drew Holiday there, Sixers legend. I think I'm going to take the Celtics -4.5. I'm going to add that to my card here. But Jack, I'll go to you. Do you think the Lakers have any gas here on Christmas Day?
Of course, they'll have some gas. You said it. AD and LeBron will get up for this game, and their team goes as they go. I mean, it's not surprising your 2 best players are the motivators if they're locked in and trying to win a ball game. The rest of the team's gonna, try and support them as well. This will be a game that they try to win. Don't think they get it done though. The Celtics have been the wagon in the East, comparative to the Nuggets over in the West, and I don't see that stopping on Christmas Day. I want to touch on the fact that I remember you said after the Lakers won the in-season tournament, Brian, that they deserve an automatic bid to the playoffs. I don't agree, and let me tell you why. These last 4 games have been why. They did go all in to win that in-season tournament. Why? Durability. I mean, you really think that LeBron and AD are staying healthy throughout an entire season, making it to the playoffs, and then staying healthy through that entire run? I mean, we've seen it before. It doesn't happen. That's why you get this in-season tournament nice and early in the season. Everybody's still fresh. I mean, they're going to be cruising until it comes playoff time and hopefully be able to find the juice again to get back up for it. I don't think it's going to happen. It's a long season, a lot of games. I think the Lakers are toast, man. I really do.
So you're saying they don't make the playoffs at all?
I'm not saying that they can't make the playoffs,
They
but
might not, dude. Jack,
they're
don't
not
shy
making.
away from that, dude. They might not make the playoffs.
They're making the
Look,
playoffs.
I'm gonna
They
put
might
my
not.
money. I'm putting my money on LeBron to make the playoffs. Let me say that. But I'm not putting my money on them to win the championship. I don't think that they have the
Hell
durability
no.
to do it.
These are the in-season tour. They raised the banner in Staples. I guess it's Crypto.com Arena now, but they raised the banner.
That's all they're
Yeah,
getting
you
this
just
year.
the franchise is cursed forever because it's not called Staples Center anymore.
That's a fair take. Blake, I'll go to you. Do you have any faith in your Lakers here on Christmas Day?
Oh man, I really wish I did. I think they're gonna keep it close. I think, oh man, It just depends. We don't play, the Celtics usually that well. And to be honest with you, we usually play them better in Boston, which is really concerning. So I think the Celtics will handle them. I think the Celtics will win that game, unfortunately. I think LeBron and AD go off. I think, it's a close game. I think, there's excitement, but I don't see the Lakers winning that game. I don't.
And for the Celtics, Jason Tatum hasn't played since Tuesday, so he's coming in nice and rested. He's obviously a superstar, probably a top 3 player in the league. He's going to be up for this game. Christmas Day, going to be up. Superstar, hasn't played. He's basically had about a week off. Going to be super fresh. He'll be in the mid to high 30s for minutes. So, like I said, that's kind of why I love his over points. But he's a guy who can take over a game, regardless of them having AD and LeBron. Tatum's still, able to take over by himself. And obviously, his role players and other players on the team aren't too bad, i.e. Jaylen Brown, Chris Stapps, Drew Holiday, Al Horford's given them positive minutes as an old man. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out.
Lakers got to step up, man.
LeBron's just watching this with the sunglasses and the 2015 Apple headphones in there. Just
dude, who's older, Al Horford or LeBron James?
I think LeBron.
But Al Horford's got to be freaking close, man.
He was on that. He was on that Florida team with Joakim Noah.
Okay, so that was like 07, 08, or 06, 07.
So a little bit older, but like 3 or 4
years old. Like 3 years old. Yeah, so if LeBron's what, 38?
Yeah, so he's got to be 35, 30.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right.
He's an old man.
Those guys were on that Florida team when Debo was there, and Urban Meyer and the Hernandez and all the Pouncey brothers and that whole team. They were all there.
Who else wasn't didn't they have a couple other good players on that Gators team that won it all?
Yeah, dude,
They had to.
They had Joakim Noah, Al Horford.
They had to have a guard.
Was like Brad Beal there? Nah, that wouldn't have been
that was too late. Period.
Yeah. But Brad Beal did go to Florida, no?
He did.
Okay.
Corey Brewer was there.
Corey Brewer, interesting.
He was good.
Which in college he was probably filthy.
Mo Spates.
Sixers legend.
Sixers legend. Hey, speaking of this, that's a good transition. Speaking of the Sixers, they're taking their talents over to South Beach on Christmas Day. Prime time, 8 o'clock. They are actually underdogs in this game. 1.5 point underdogs. Joel Embiid has been on a tear lately. Tyrese Maxey has looked like a superstar this year. Matt, how are you feeling about your 76ers?
Well, yeah, you mentioned underdogs, and for good reason. The Sixers, I don't really think play that well down in Miami, and for whatever reason, also like Jimmy Butler has just had some kind of curse on the franchise ever since he left the team. That was still the last time they had a chance to win it all. Was that year they lost Game 7 to the Raptors on the infamous Kawhi shot that everybody knows about. It's been seen and heard around the world.
And I was with you when it happened.
Yep, you were, buddy. Still won't forget about watching that game. But yeah, like you said, Jimmy Butler just like doesn't lose to Embiid. He always gets it done. I know the Sixers have been red hot, 19-6, one of the top teams in the East. Joel Embiid this is the best we've ever seen him. Tyrese Maxey has taken that next step to superstar. I don't care what anybody says. This guy's a damn superstar. I mean, 25 points a game, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 assists a night. It's becoming consistent. And to be a superstar in the league, you need to be consistent. So that's what we're seeing out of Maxey. I'll take Maxey's over points. I'll take Embiid's over points. I'll take Jimmy Butler's over points. I'll take Bam Adebayo to go over rebounds. I'll take Embiid to go over rebounds. And yeah, I saw in the notes, Kelly Oubre is back. He has returned from the car accident gate. He's back, fully healed, playing in NBA games, getting NBA minutes. Give me his over threes as well.
Yep, Oubre has recovered from his run-in with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Oh, yeah.
But I like what you said there about Jimmy Butler. He's emo Jimmy Butler this year. I'm sure you've seen his media day picture.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But yeah, Maxey, I mean, he's averaging 26, 7, and 4. He's been great. And Embiid's points are going to be very juiced for this one. He's scoring 35 a game. So that might be a tough one.
He might have 50 again this game.
All right.
I got to shout out Embiid and Maxey. Embiid has been dominant, but he is super dominant right now. And then Maxey, I'm not gonna lie, I did not think that he was going to be able to become a, dare I say, superstar in this league, but he is there. He has been doing wonders for that 76ers franchise, more than I think anybody really expected. So shout out to him. Still going with the Heat though. At home, big game. Fucking love the Heat, dude. Jimmy Butler is him. He's just the funniest player ever, and he backs it up, which is awesome. I know Bam's gonna have his hands full with Embiid in this game, but I'm just hoping that he can hang in there a little bit. And you got Hero and you got Jaime Jaquez, or however you say his name, but
Jaime Jaquez, dude,
Jaime.
that guy's been electric this year.
Dude, I remember
legend.
watching him in college and just being like, wow, that guy's got a great stash and all the hair he's got flowing. I mean, he's got it going on. But to see him, putting up numbers at the NBA level, I think that's a testament to how good he is, obviously, but also like his work ethic, I think is pretty underrated there. So shout out Jaime Jaquez, or however you say it.
You got it.
I'm rolling
You got it
with
right
the
on the
Heat.
second time.
There we go. I'm rolling with the Heat at home in this one.
Blake, I know you're a big Philly hater, so I can't imagine you're riding with the Sixers here. But let's see what you got.
The one thing I will say is, I've drafted Embiid, and then it's just been amazing to, watch him because he got, some sort of relevance to my life now. Embiid's incredible. I mean, just, and Maxey, like you said too, Matt, is incredible. I just think the Heat are just going to be a little too much. I think they have some sort of number on the 76ers, bro, and it's crazy.
It's Jimmy Butler. He's got the curse going.
Yeah. So give me the Heat money line. Give me Jimmy over. I'll say Adebayo over rebounds. I think Embiid could get in some foul trouble this game. I think that could, be a problem for Philly, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, also shout out Kevin Love. He's still out there. He's still throwing great outlet passes and averaging 9 points a game. So shout out Kevin. All right,
wow,
final.
You'll shout out Kevin Love, but you won't give Al Horford the shout out.
I like Kevin Love a little bit better just because of his outlet passes.
Fair enough. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Let's get done with this NBA slate.
Yeah.
All right, final NBA game that I'm sure nobody is going to be watching.
Everyone's going to be in a food coma and sleeping.
Yeah, 10:30 Eastern time. Still 7:30.
Who the hell's awake for that?
But it's the Dallas Mavericks, the Luka Doncic-led Dallas Mavericks taking on Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and the Phoenix Suns, who have been without Bradley Beal for almost the whole season. So I don't know what's going on with him, but the Suns, at least in my opinion, are not going to do anything unless he's healthy and playing well. As for the Mavericks, it's the same story every year with them. Luka Doncic is dropping 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Kyrie Irving said he didn't want to be a sidekick. What do you know? He's a sidekick. And the rest of the team sucks. So in this game, I lean the Suns -5.5 just because they're at home and Kevin Durant on Christmas Day. So, Jack, I'll go to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm actually gonna go with Luka and the Mavs in this one. I think he's the second. I'm putting him top three. Let me put it that way. I'm putting him in my top three right now. He's so electric to watch, dude. And I really think that Kyrie is still the best ball handler in the NBA. I think he's the best we've ever seen, and I think he's currently the best. I don't think anybody has overtaken him there yet. Shout out to Steph. I mean, I've seen some nice handles out of him, but no, Kyrie makes that. It's unbelievable. So I'm going Mavs on the road on Christmas. I'm riding with Luka and Kyrie.
You taking them on the straight up money line, or are you going the +5.5?
Yeah, they're winning the game.
Oh baby, I love it. Some juice from Jack. All right, Colin. Do you agree with that juice, or are you going the prop route again?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a prop route all day long, right? I mean, there's scores all over the floor here. I just think I see a lot of points here. I think you could probably play the over and get away with it just fine. But I'll take Durant over points. I'll take Booker over assists. I'll take Luka over points and over assists. And I'll go Kyrie over points as well. You could probably sneak in Kyrie over threes as well at that. You could really probably even sneak in Luka over threes if you really wanted to as well. But The main picks were the first ones there. I know Jack's keeping tally over there, but I'd say the first 5 I would love to play. The 3s always get a little dicey, but definitely Durant over. Let's touch on him for a second because I drafted him in fantasy, got him late in the second round. And the guy's been lights out, and they're going to need him to be lights out for the rest of the way here to secure a good playoff seed because Bradley Beal won't be he's out the next 2 weeks, won't be reevaluated until then. And we could see him stay out longer as well. So they need Durant to continue to play well in a tough Western Conference. Give me his over. That's the top play of that game. But yeah, you can play all those other plays as well as the over. There's going to be points all over the board in this one.
Yeah, I love the Booker assist play. They've really been playing him at the point guard. He's looked okay. He's had a couple games where he's turned the ball over about 10 times, but
which is point guards turn the ball over in general anyway, so you'll get that.
Yeah, he has issues with double teams, but I like the assists. He is dishing the ball out. He's become more of a passer than a scorer this year, which could be an issue, but that's a whole nother story. Not for the prop route. But Blake, end us off here. What's your take on this final NBA game?
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I can't stand Kevin Durant. Give me mad. I hate Kevin Durant, dude. I don't know why. It just bothers me.
Not a big fan of the Slim Reaper over there?
No, the whole net debacle with all that shit. No, I'm not. I hope he doesn't win a title again. No.
All right. Well, that was your NBA talk from Views from 400. We probably won't touch on the NBA again until maybe March, but
that was some good juice, man. That was some good juice. I mean, I feel like I want to give out NBA picks every night because I just got overs all over the place.
You probably gave out about 45 props.
Probably give out I give out more props in that 5-game slate than I did the entire NFL this year.
Probably.
Unreal.
It's awesome. That's where you get up in 400, man.
I need to see. After we get off recording, I'll probably just parlay all those on FanDuel and see what
the odds are, man. Why not?
Just see what
they are, dude. See what we got.
Yeah, as we transition here, Matt, I guess more in a traditional podcast here, do you just want to take the reins, run us through these 3 NFL games?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's NFL Christmas Day. Nobody will keep track of the NBA because Goodell has put his nose in the mix and now we'll take all the viewership. Obviously, the NBA will still get its views, but it'll be mostly dominated by NFL games. Maybe the 10:30 NBA game gets some views because that final NFL game starts at 8:00 and it'll be wrapping up. But again, who the hell's awake at 10:30 at night? I know you got the West Coast, but I don't know, man. Seems a little ridiculous, but like you said, dude, let's start out with the banger. The Raiders are red hot, playing with passion, playing with urgency behind Antonio Pierce, taking on the Chiefs, who need to continue to win games because they haven't, I get it, they beat the Patriots, but Mahomes needs to keep kicking it into gear. It's not all his fault. We've seen Kadarius Toney not be able to catch the ball, which is the number one thing you need him to do. And a lot of the other receivers are underperforming as well. It's been tough because they're keying on Travis Kelce, so it's obviously harder to get him the ball. I know Pacheco's been out the last week or so. So it's just they need guys to get healthy and they need guys to play better. Patrick Mahomes can do so much, but if the guys aren't catching the football, there's nothing you can do about it. So, I'll give a pick at the end here. Jack, I'll jump to you first, man. How are you reading this one as the Raiders travel to Kansas City? And the Raiders are pretty red hot.
Yeah, look, the Raiders fucking dropped 60-something points the other night. I mean, that was pretty incredible. It was against the Chargers in a game where their team gave up. We're pretty sure to get Brandon Staley fired. So, you got to take that drop in with a grain of salt. And for that reason, I'm going with the Chiefs -9.5 in this one. I think that even though it's not statistically wrapped up, the Chiefs win this game. They win their division. They're on to the playoffs. I mean, we all expect that, but they want to solidify that. There's people hurt on both sides. On the Raiders, Josh Jacobs didn't play last week. It's questionable to play this week. Max Crosby didn't practice. So some big names over there for the Raiders. And even though they got some juice with the coach and Aiden O'Connell actually looked pretty good last week against the Chargers, they don't have enough to beat this Chiefs team. And I don't think they have enough to make it close either. So give me the Chiefs minus 9.5.
Yeah, I love the Chiefs play there. Blake, what do you got here, man? Are you the same way, or you think your ex-Giant legend Antonio Pierce can dial up some magic in Arrowhead?
I like him coaching, man. I do like it. You know, he brings the juice, like you said. But I think Jack and Matt, you said the same thing that I'm thinking, man. The Chiefs, this is a get-right game for them. They have not been playing offensively like they should be. They're not running the ball well. Mahomes looks all out of sort, freaking out, throwing tantrums. This is a get-right game. Take your shots down the field. Mahomes has got to get more confident with these guys leading into the playoffs. And I don't think it's close either. I think the Chiefs just steamroll them.
Yeah, again, I don't hate it. Brian, over to you. You the same way as Blake and Jack on this one?
Yeah, so I took the Raiders last time these two played, and that was at Allegiant Stadium. And then I saw this stat. So Patrick Mahomes is 10-1 in his career against the Oakland Raiders and Las Vegas Raiders. In those games, he's won by an average of 18.4 points. And he's thrown for 303 yards a game and 2.6 touchdowns a game. Now, why in the hell would my dumbass bet on the Las Vegas Raiders for a second time? I will not. The Chiefs are going to win by 10. And I'm also, just for fun, going to take every Raider to catch one ball because AOC likes spreading the wealth.
Interesting there, man. You kind of stole my juice because I was going to go into how Patrick Mahomes dominates the Raiders in his career. So I guess I don't have to address his numbers because you just did. But give me Mahomes to go over passing yards. If it's set at 1.5 at minus 150, give me his over 1.5 passing TDs. And give me the over in this game. 40.5 is a low number. I think both teams will score. And I could see the Chiefs getting well into the 30s in this game, and you tell me the Raiders can't put up 20 points. I think they easily can. So yeah, I'll go with well, either way, I think both teams can score 20 points here, and that's the bottom line for the over. So I'll take the over, and I'll take those Mahomes plays because, again, like I said, he just absolutely destroys the Raiders in his career. So look for him to continue to do so on Sunday, and like we all touched on, kind of a get right, get back in the swing of things for the Chiefs, and a game where they, I know they have a good record, but they got to keep winning. So that's what we got there. Those are the picks, and we'll kind of keep it trucking along here. Did you pick yet, Jack, or no? You did pick. All right. See, when we add an extra guy, start losing track.
I gave out the Chiefs minus 9.5 just because I don't like pushing at the minus 10 right now. But
right.
after thinking about another, let me just juice it up a little bit. Give me minus 10.5.
Hell yeah. Well, why don't you take the 13.5? 2 touchdowns.
Sure.
Nah. No, I mean, dude, Mahomes dominates the Raiders. Like, literally dominates them. And it's not a small sample size either. It's a pretty big sample size, like Brian said. What are they, Brian? 10-1?
10-1 and average victory of 18.4.
Yeah, so pure domination his entire career and a big sample size. So no reason to go with the Raiders here. But yeah, Christmas Day magic from Mahomes. I think we see it. Moving on to the big one. Giants at the Eagles. Well, it's not really that big because the Eagles should be able to handle business. Little stat. The Eagles are wearing the black jerseys and the green helmets. They do not fucking lose with the black jerseys.
We're going to be putting you guys in a funeral home. That's what we're doing.
They do not lose with the black jerseys.
Yeah, I hate hearing
I
that.
got a lot of juice for this one, but I'll let Jack, who doesn't really have much skin in the game for this one. His Jags will be competing, yesterday over the weekend. What do you got, Jack, in a divisional matchup where the delusional Giants fans think their team has a shot and the Eagles really need to have a get-right spot here and fucking blow them out at home?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really want to listen to all you guys talk. I mean, we've got 2 resident Giant fans, an Eagles fan. I want to know what you guys have for this game. I don't think anybody cares what I have for this game. The only thing I'm going to say is, I told you guys Saquon Barkley wasn't going to run for shit last week against the Saints. I think his line was set at 66.5. I told you to take the under. Pretty sure he finished the game with 14 total rushing yards.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm going to do for this game? I'm going to give that out again. You think Saquon's running on the Philly defense? Hell no. So that's gonna be my play in this one. But over to you guys. Let me hear this analysis on a big rivalry game.
Yeah, it's right up the turnpike, right down the turnpike. This will be in South Philly, and it is a black jersey game for the Eagles. You saw Brian put his palm in his face because the Eagles don't lose with the black jerseys. It's a fact, and it's another non-small sample size. They've played a lot of games with them, and it's just a game they win. It'll be a 4:30 start, so it'll get under the lights. So Eagles under the lights with the black jersey, they don't lose, man. I'm taking the Eagles to cover the spread. It's a lot of points, but it's a get right spot. Tommy DeVito has nothing. He is going to get rattled by the Eagles defense. Matt Patricia is going to dial up blitzes all day long. That Giants offensive line is not going to know what hit them when they finally come up against a legit defensive line. So I just think they're going to be rattled across the board. I love the Saquon underplay. I'm not going to take that. I'll take the Eagles spread. I'll take Hurts anytime touchdown. That's been hitting consistently week in and week out. So yeah, Eagles spread, Hurts anytime touchdown, and let's see him get AJ Brown going. Let's see him back on track. We'll take his over receiving yards as well. Should hit pretty easily. But yeah, I'll let the delusional Giants fans tell you how they think Tommy Cutlet's gonna cut up this defense.
Yeah, Blake, get me hyped up here.
All right, I will. I'll start off. Absolutely. It's been a while since we had some, hype like we have since this Tommy DeVito guy. The kid is playing with that Jersey juice. Now, last week he got shut down. I think he ran into a wall. He got some adversity.
Blown out. Shut down and blown out.
Hey, you know what? Everybody's got to get blown out and face some adversity, man. So I think with all this bullshit, with all,
10-4 than 5-9.
All the Sopranos shit, this and that, he's had a week to lock in. He said it. He hates Philadelphia like us. I hate Philadelphia. He's right down freaking from across stadium. I know he hates Philadelphia. I know his whole family's coming. They all hate Philadelphia. We're all going to wear black now because I guess you were wearing black, so it's going to be the Eagles
got the
funeral.
black jerseys going.
I just think, as of right now, the Giants have nothing to lose. We know we're not going to make the playoffs, obviously. But if we can knock Philly out of a positional seed, especially from home field advantage, we're doing it. And we're going to do it. And I think it starts with Tommy DeVito. I think he's going to throw for over 250 yards. I think he throws for 3 touchdowns. Give me Jalen Hyatt anytime. Jalen Hyatt, another game. This is the second game of the year. He's going to score and go for over 100 yards.
Does he have a touchdown? Does he have a touchdown this year at all?
No. So give me it.
All
He's
right.
due.
Kenny Galladay got his first one versus you guys.
That's true.
That's true. We played you guys close that game. Now you guys didn't start the starters, but I just think it's going to be a lot closer of a game than the Eagles won. And I think if you can get into the fourth quarter being down by a score, kind of like they did versus the Packers, there's a chance. The Giants' script this year has been, when they've won games, is creating turnovers, and a lot. They're very good in that category. If they can create 3 turnovers on Hurts in that Eagles offense, they're going to be in that game and have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to have to be their angle, especially because Hurts hasn't been the best decision maker. So if they want any shot, it is going to have to be on the turnover battle. Because if the Eagles don't turn the ball over, they really honestly usually end up fine and winning games. If you look at their losses, they have ridiculous amounts of turnovers. And obviously that's where their big downfall comes. But
look at the Dallas game. They drove the ball up and down the field, just turned the ball over.
Yeah. So it's obviously a big problem and a reason why they've been struggling. But yeah, I mean, I think Patricia will be able to dial up the defense. He's already been way more aggressive with the blitz. I'm not confident in the Giants O-line. I'm not confident in DeVito, and I think the Eagles defense will be able to cause them a lot of havoc. So I'm not looking for Hurts to be the decision maker. I'm looking for Patricia to step up, dial up the defense. Everybody's been ripping on the defense the last few weeks, rightfully so. Patricia, get your head out of your ass. Big day, big game. Dial up the defense. The Birds are wearing the all black. They don't lose in the all blacks. It's a blowout spot. It's a get-right game. You want to talk about get-right games? It's a fucking get-right game. You get right, you blow the Giants out, bring the momentum into Arizona, blow them out, and then finish it off at Jet Life to secure the division and, probably get the 2 seed. But we'll see if the Niners can slip up there, as we still got 3 games to go, and it could be a little interesting.
I love that you brought up Matt Patricia, because he has ties to a certain organization the Giants beat twice when nobody wanted them to win. Nobody thought they would win. And you know
Completely
what?
different roster,
They
man.
had
Completely
a
different coaching
goofy
staff.
quarterback that everyone made
Fuck
fun of,
outta
no
here.
one believed in, and he went off twice, and he beat those teams as big underdogs. I'm not saying it's the same story. All I'm saying is,
Because
hey,
it's not.
don't count out the New York Giants. I know we haven't won in the Link since Abraham Lincoln was alive. I know we haven't beaten the Eagles in their black jerseys since John Mara didn't look like a senile old man. But I'll tell you one thing.
Skeleton and a scarecrow.
I will tell you one thing. This Giants defense is going to come to play. Like Blake said, they create turnovers. The Eagles offense loves turning the ball over lately. And as the great Michael Strahan said, Blake, what are we going to do? We going to stop them now.
Damn, baby. Damn right. I would love that win, man. I don't give a shit if I got nothing else for Christmas. A win over Philadelphia, my God. And Brian will
be
say
your
the
guy.
same
It'd be
thing.
your guy's Super Bowl. I know.
It would.
Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
Well, we have bigger
God.
aspirations.
I'm still hearing about the Super Bowl you fucking won 3 years ago.
Well,
There's still banners and signs up all around town from it. It's ridiculous.
Well, we have aspirations for bigger things. Look, the Giants have been dog shit for the last 10 years. So I don't need
it's been like 7. And they made the playoffs last year.
The fact you're negotiating that it's been 7 and not 10.
They made the playoffs in 2016. They made the playoffs last year.
That the playoffs last year was the biggest fluke, and you know it.
Yeah, that was a joke.
they made the playoffs. They won a
game too. They won a game.
Yeah, that was the craziest part about it.
Well, it was a joke because when they came to Philadelphia, which is the last time the Giants had been to Philadelphia, we know what happened. So
yeah,
well,
you think that doesn't go in the back of their players' minds, man?
No,
we lost to the Eagles 3 times last year, and there was this disgrace. It was a disgrace.
Well,
yeah, it wasn't great.
What was the final score last year in the playoffs? I forget.
We don't need to talk about it. You should be talking about Monday.
All right. Well, the Eagles are in a get-right spot, and you honestly should. It would have been more concerning if the Eagles had won the last couple weeks, because then this would have been a letdown spot. But I mean, they clearly need to kick it into gear, and they're going to come out fired up. So,
or they just
they're still in shambles. Yeah.
Or have we and the NFL solved you? Keep Hurts in the pocket, make him throw the ball. Seriously.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out come Monday. So,
I'm going to the game too. I can't wait. Ooh, baby.
I hope you get snowballs thrown at you.
You probably will. Probably
it's gonna be worse than snowballs. It'll be fucking hot dogs and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, wear your all-white Saquon jersey. It ain't gonna come back all white.
No, come back freaking brown.
Yeah, it will. Damn right. But anyway, some good juice for the Birds Eagles on Monday, and it's Christmas Day. So while you're sitting there enjoying dinner with your family, it'll be pretty heated. I'm sure at my family, all Eagles fans, and your guys' family, all Giant fans. So some good stuff there. Definitely look out for it Monday. And after all that, we still have another football game. And here's where I just kind of alluded to, if the Giants or the Niners slip up, Ravens travel to San Fran. Baltimore could win this game. Is it likely? I don't know. Probably not. But they have a shot. To say that they don't have a shot is unrealistic. I'll be rooting heavily for Baltimore, because if the Eagles can get the win, Dallas loses to the Dolphins, and the Niners lose here, it is back to wide the hell open at the top of the NFC. So that's what I'm rooting for. And since I'm rooting for that, I'll keep it nice and simple. Give me the Ravens +5 to cover this, road spread. But Jack, I'll jump over to you. Maybe you care a little more about this one than the last one. But where are you seeing this one play out as? Pretty solid Sunday night Christmas game.
Oh, dude, you can't ask for a better game. Are you kidding me right now? Best team in the AFC right now against the best team in the NFC and the whole league right now. I mean, you really cannot ask for a better game. I'm stoked for this one. Brock Purdy, as much as people want to call him a system quarterback, he's awesome. He's making every play he needs to within the system, and when it breaks down, making plays with his legs, extending them, and doing his thing, like a Jalen Hurts or Patty Mahomes would. He's him, dude. Don't get me wrong. Everybody that says he doesn't deserve to be in the MVP conversation is wrong. He's absolutely been playing electric. I don't think he should win it, and that's because of the guy on the other side of the ball, on the other side of the field in this game. Lamar Jackson, after watching him over the past few weeks and really the whole season, I mean, this dude is just unbelievable. He's the best athlete on the field every time he walks out there. He makes every single defender look like fools against them, like they're on ice skates, bro. This dude, Lamar Jackson, is him. So can they beat the 49ers on the road in this one, traveling across the country? Yes. Will it be solely because of Lamar Jackson? Yes. So I don't know if he has enough to get it done. Him against the entire 49ers team, which is loaded top to bottom. I don't really want to spend the next minute and a half naming all of their superstars. But I think the Niners get this one done. But my play is going to be the Ravens +5. I think that's the most value here is Ravens +5. That's what I'm going to go with. But I will say one thing. As much as I'm looking forward to this game, I wish there was like a Manning cast or something, bro. I don't want to be listening to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, man. We got to get them out of here, man. We really got to get them out of here. I'm so done with Joe Buck. He had a funny call in the Seahawks game. I did hear that. It was like he was saying, it's 4th and 7. The analytics are saying you should go for it, but I don't think the analytics are factoring in Drew Lock. So pretty
He said
fucking
it twice
funny.
too.
Did he?
Yeah, he kept going at him.
I mean, look, that was a funny call, but for the most part, I don't like listening to him and Troy. So that's going to be an annoying one, but taking the Ravens +5, I think that's the value play here. I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers win it, though. I still think that they're the best team in football. They're number one on my power rankings and have been for a little while. So I love this, but I'm gonna go Ravens +5 as my official play.
Love the Ravens +5. Let's even hope they can fucking pull out a win too. That'd be even more electric. But yeah, Brian, I'll jump to you on this one, man. I know I don't mind Joe Buck. Jack hates Joe Buck, and I know you love Joe Buck. So let's see what you got for this one.
I wouldn't say love. I
Love Joe Buck.
I
man.
like Joe
Fucking
Buck.
love Joe Buck.
You
I
love Joe Buck, dude.
I like Joe Buck, and I think considering so many people hate him, it seems like I love Joe Buck, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
But I don't think either of these lines really makes sense. I think this should be more like a +3, and the over-under should be more around 43, 44. So what I'm going to do here, I think it's going to be a close game, and I think it's going to be a gritty kind of defensive game. So I'm going to tease both lines. I'm going to give the Ravens +7.5 parlayed with the under 50.5.
Okay, I like
And that
that.
should get you around like an even number.
Well,
Right.
Blake, you heard all the picks. You had a lot of time to digest and figure out which way you want to read this one. Obviously, as the guest picker on the show, you're not just talking Giants Eagles, but we want to hear your analysis and which way you might be leaning on, taking some picks or picking this one. How do you see this one playing out, man?
Absolutely. I think this could be a Super Bowl preview. I mean, these two are the best two teams in each conference. With that being said, San Francisco, like you said, Jack, he's been in your power rankings #1 all year. They went through a little skid there. They were hurt. They were banged up. I think that has nothing to do with anything. I think they're the best team in football right now. They have a disgusting, nasty defense that flies around. They probably have the best linebacker we've seen in years, Fred Warner, who I don't even know how he's a linebacker. He could be a safety hybrid. I mean, the way he covers the field is remarkable. And then you go to the other side, you got Lamar Jackson, who's doing things that are just ridiculous. Michael Vick, even didn't do that, So I'm going to go with, 49ers. I'm going to say they cover. I'm going to go with it -6.5. I think they'll cover by a full touchdown and more. And I think it's going to be a close game, but I like San Francisco a lot. I do.
Yeah, that's
They don't want to lose that one seed. They got to keep winning too, like the Eagles got to do. They got to keep winning. They can't get cold now. This is the time of year to keep going. Teams that get cold now are the teams that get bounced out early. So.
Yeah, and I hope it's the Niners because I can't stand them and really can't stand their fan base. So I hope they go into turmoil soon. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty interesting slate, man. We got a lot of NBA, we got a lot of NFL, and we got some good NFL games, right? Like, I mean, this is one of the better years where the games are actually pretty solid. I remember in years past, some of the games have been pretty horrible. I think Christmas Eve or Christmas Day was like Eagles Raiders at one point, which is a horrendous game. But, you talked about a Super Bowl preview for the Ravens and the Niners, and it very well could be. But a lot of people forget that Joe Flacco and the Browns exist. and the Browns are going to upset the Ravens in Baltimore in the divisional rounds. So if you want to say that, you're forgetting about Joe Flacco going into Baltimore where he's well known and putting on a show.
While you're
Flacco.
while you're talking about that, I forgot to bring this up in our last show. What if Joe Flacco does that on the AFC side, and you see Matt Stafford go into Detroit on the NFC side and take the Rams to the Super Bowl?
Dude, it is crazy headlines that could possibly happen.
So, okay, the Seattle Seahawks, can they lose 2 of these 3 games? The Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, home against the Steelers, and at Arizona.
Yes.
Can they? Yes.
Okay.
They'll probably, yeah.
Will they? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
That's tough. Those teams are pretty shitty, especially
I
if
could
the
see them
Steelers.
losing to Tennessee and Pittsburgh back-to-back weeks, though.
Bro, if the
Pittsburgh
Steelers have Rudolph playing, they're going to be rattled.
Brian, I expect them to go 3-0, but they
Yeah.
very well could lose 2 of those games.
I expect a 3-0 finish. I expect bare minimum 2-1. They should beat the Titans and beat the Cardinals.
Could Green Bay lose in Carolina, at Minnesota, and at home against the Bears? 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Could they
That
lose 2 of the 3?
I see more likely. The Packers have been playing like shit.
Yeah, they could. They could.
All right. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, I mean,
could the Falcons lose 2 of these 3 versus Indy, at Chicago, and at NOLA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could the Saints lose 1 of these 2 at Tampa Bay and versus the Falcons?
Yes.
Okay, and then could the Rams lose at San Francisco and at the Giants?
No.
Damn it.
We would have to beat them.
Yeah, I had you until the last one there.
No.
And that's wild. That's like the most
No.
unrealistic thing is to
You need a lot to
But it's
happen.
at
Okay,
home.
what? But actually, so if those things happen, if all those things happen that we just said could happen, and this is the wild part, the Giants have to win out. And if them winning out would mean the Rams just have to lose in San Francisco.
Yeah, and
So
winning out is beating the Eagles twice.
I'm saying,
3
like,
weeks.
obviously them winning
And the
out.
Rams.
Them winning
And the
out
Rams.
is extremely difficult and probably not going to happen. But the things that need to happen besides just them winning out are possible.
I
Wait,
like
so
the
the
chance of the
Giants-
Rams more than you think.
The Giants
Because it's
win
in
out
New York.
schedule. Yeah, the Giants win out schedule is Eagles, Rams, Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Eagles
shot.
don't start starters last game of the season. Rams have to come to New York. They're not used to the cold. That could be a snowy, windy, MetLife shit show, swirling wind game day.
You're reaching for
If
options.
they win this week, it's all going to become.
You guys are
And it's like-
reaching.
Matt,
Like,
but you
that's
have
the
to
biggest
understand, like you
thing.
said earlier, Jack, the NFL likes narratives. The Eagles blow out the Giants. This whole narrative is Tommy DeVito. No, they're going to have him
He
win.
just got blown out in New Orleans last week. I don't give a
Yo.
fuck about his narrative. Yeah, so I don't want to hear it.
Wait,
They
he
don't care about
fired
the-
Shane Stellano or whatever his name is?
For only off the field shit. Like he's still doing all the on field stuff, but like off field, yeah. Like there was a pizza
What does
place
that
that
mean?
asked for $10,000 for him to come in, and without Tommy knowing, the agent went behind his back and was like, "No, only 20,000." The pizzeria said no. Tommy found out on his phone from it, and then just like parted ways with him.
Damn.
Pretty wild.
Or
Watch
All
out for
right, you know what?
Wan'Dale Robinson, baby.
I don't. Nope. Shut up. I'm about to hang up. Honestly.
Wandale Robinson is actually kind of good.
Hold
Kinda
it.
Good
nice,
player.
And that'll do it for Bowlmas Day 4. All right,
Thank
guys.
you, Jack. Thank
you
you.
so much for coming along with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Blake, thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
I'm going to be shouting out the Giants this week. Hope they take down the Eagles. Don't think it's going to happen at all. But if they win, apparently, as you guys can tell from the last few minutes, the Giants still have a shot. So let's see if that happens.
Yeah, it'll be tough to see, but go Birds. They're in the black jerseys. Don't overthink it. They're covering the spread. People are saying, oh, it's a way too high of a spread. They're going to be all over DeVito covering that. Look for the Eagles to win by 3 touchdowns.
Give me that Jersey juice, Matt.
Auburn's going undefeated next year.
Brian, you didn't have to end with that, dude. That's just like that was more unrealistic than the Giants by 10.